Howdy. Welcome back to another episode of the KIFCAST. Thanks for watching as always. Today is a very exciting day because we have a really rad guest with a really incredible story. In my opinion, he is someone who is a beautiful example of the rags to riches story, or someone who's living the American dream. He is a TikToker, an author, an entrepreneur, a speaker, and an all-around incredible human being with no signs of slowing down. He's a friend of mine and someone who is a huge inspiration to me personally. And I'm really thankful we were able to lock him down for a little bit to film this episode and, give a little bit more insight on his life and just showcase how rad of a person he is. He's a super busy dude, so I'm just really thankful it worked out. With all that being said, please enjoy this episode of the KIFCast with Mr. Duke Alexander Moore, aka Duke Tax. Boys, good?
Hold on.
The podcast,
Okay,
the
I'm
KIFCast. What?
Nothing.
What you got?
Okay, I'm ready.
Duke, thanks for having us at your place, first of all. I'm super stoked to finally make this happen. I know we've been talking about it for a few months. Last time I saw you, this was the first thing I wanted to talk about. Last time I saw you, you have some new tattoos.
Heck yeah, bro. Dope intro. Appreciate that. Super excited, guys. Have you guys here as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. I know you guys flew in, drove, whatever, but you're here in Dallas, so welcome to it. Yeah, I got some fresh tats. I'm like, I want to get my life together. So I was like, let's get some tattoos. So like, it's really important to me is like tattoos have meaning as well. It's funny that you say that because I got these when I was 18. Like they mean something to me, but it's like I just kind of got them. But now like everything like means something. So like I have this tattoo right here.
Is this all new? Like this is all
This
pretty
is all
fresh?
since February.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, I've been going through it all. So this is like the subconscious and the conscious mind, and like how like our subconscious mind controls like most of our life.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're still controlling your life. But I really feel like you could conquer the world. So this is like it's like holding the world if you have like discipline and self-control. So this is Sophrosyne, which is the Greek goddess for discipline, and then like this is the dude with like, meditating.
Yes.
And then I love this one. This is one I just got. It's still healing. You can see it's still scabbing up. But this is like I can send you guys the video too. You can throw it in the SB roll.
Oh, that'd be sick.
But like this, I have the before and after. It looks so dope. So it's like a scar cover up, and it's like it's called I just named it the Lady in the Dress because we just turned this scar into like a lady in a dress. So
That's cool.
yeah,
Dang,
Those are the
okay.
tats.
That's sick. Yeah,
Just tat it up.
yeah.
so you have a lot of things going on. Are you like a very spiritual person with obviously you said mindset and whatnot?
Dude, mindset's so important. So it's like,
Yes, let's get into it.
Dude,
I love
I can
mindset
talk
stuff.
mindset all day, dude. Like, dude, mindset.
here for it.
Okay, first of all, mindset is super important because, so like, even in this world, guys, like, seriously, like, the world, the ground, soil does not discriminate. If you plant poison ivy or if you plant an orange tree, they're both going to flourish if you give them sunlight and water. It doesn't discriminate. Oh, that's not poison. I'm not going to grow that.
Right.
Same thing is true in our mind. So if we plant these things, whether it's poison ivy or it's positive things, and we flourish it, it's going to grow. So that's super important about mindset. So you want to plant these positive thoughts. You got to treat it like soil because that is
I love this, dude.
Yeah,
Yes.
same. This is awesome.
life. It does not discriminate. Your mind doesn't know, oh, bro, that's bad. The ground, you can plant weed, you can plant cocaine. Like, I don't know what the fuck you want to plant.
Maybe get some potatoes in there.
Potatoes, you know what I'm saying? Like, plant that shit. And so the same thing is true in our mind. And like, so a lot of times sometimes people don't know what mindset is. So what the true definition of mindset is setting a goal and believing that you already have achieved it. That's it.
Oh, that's
you can
huge.
set a goal. And there's people who have set a goal and have already achieved it. Like, dude, like, I want to be jacked. But if you already believe that you're jacked, that's what mindset is. So mindset is setting the goals and truly living your life and believing that you've already achieved it. That's why I live my life. That's what essentially like mindset is. So yeah, all meaning and like that type of stuff is like super important to me. I have like a picture right there. Like that's important to me. Like it's like
Oh, that's sick.
telling like how you were when you're a kid versus when you're adult, and forget where like you came from.
That goes deep, man.
Yeah.
That goes super deep.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so cool. So have you kind of always been that way growing up and stuff? Kind of like, I guess I would relate that to the like law of attraction, right?
Yeah.
It's something that a lot of people like try to learn. Like I know it's been kind of this long journey for me
Yeah.
of figuring out mindset and staying consistent with planning those thoughts and, programming your subconscious
Yeah.
to, put out positive things always, but is that a newer thing within the last few years, something you've done for a while, or?
I believe it's
interesting.
always like within me, but I just never knew how to express it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's very difficult because because there's two parts in our brains that does not connect language with feelings. So I recently learned how to express things. This is why metaphors are really good, and it's why people connect to music as well, because they are like, that's how you relate to. But like, if you were to describe being hungry, I'm hungry. No, describe that. You're like, dude, the stomach, you can't. You love.
I just feel hungry.
100%. You feel like, what is that? Like, but
Right.
you can't describe. So you're like, what is love? This is like, hey, do you love me? Like, fuck, like, I love you, but like, what is that? It's very difficult to describe like feelings, and this is why music and poetry is really good, because they do very good at expressing that. So to answer the question about the spiritually, like, I feel like I've always felt it, but recently I've gotten better at describing it and being able to like talk about it. But I believe like we all have it within us, but it's about communicating it and like being able to express it.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like I feel like it's definitely taken a long time to really like understand it and realize like, oh, like you said, planting positive thoughts, like avoiding those negative thoughts and letting those flourish, and really kind of allowing yourself to grow in these spaces that are like positive.
100%.
Yeah.
Can relate.
Dang, that's rad, man. I love to hear that. I'm glad we came out swinging with that one.
Yeah, right.
Kind of sets the tone for sure.
Man, I love that.
So,
Just pick my brain. Like,
yeah, I love it. I love it. So, okay, kind of putting that out there now. You were just up in New York, quick trip, one day, up and back.
24 hours.
Can we talk about that a little
Oh my
bit?
God. First of all, I don't know how they do it. I don't know about New York, y'all. Like, I don't know about that. First of all, I don't understand. There's trash literally everywhere.
Yep.
Which is fine. Like, I posted on my story. I'm like, I'm just naive to it. I'm like, why, dude? I'm 6 feet tall. There's trash to my waist. Like, and I'm not even going to exaggerate when I say this. I'm literally going to be very specific. To my waist, about 12 feet long. And I'm just like, holy shit. Like, dude, you could like, it's like a bunker. You're like, you could be like paintball and shit. Like, it's bad. I'm like, but they're like, hey, yeah, we set our trash out at night. We pick it up every night. First of all, I don't understand that. Second thing is just like, do they sleep? Like, I don't get it. Like, dude, I'm tired as hell. Like, I had to get dinner reservations. So I'm like, let me try some like dinner spots. And then like, I'm taking the Uber driver back, and they're like, people practicing soccer. Like a whole game going on. I'm like, dude, what the hell? So like,
They got to get their game in, man.
Gloria's from New York. I'm like, that's why she's like that. She's fucking weirdo.
I've always said that,
She
like,
gave us the finger.
classic. I've always,
That makes sense.
yeah. Like, I don't know if I could ever live in New York. Visiting is great. Like, I love going to visit New York and get that big city experience. But actually living there would be like, I don't know how, like you said, I don't know how they do it.
It's like, and it's on Monday. And like, that's the thing.
Bro, we just started.
I just started. Like, I just got back on Monday. And like, so I did like I was there for the Forbes interview.
Yep.
And that was in Jersey. I'm
Just
like,
a casual Forbes interview.
yeah, just a little bit. It's like, slide, like
That's so sick.
yeah, it was so much fun. That was in Jersey. I'm like, I can do Jersey. I think Jersey's a little bit better. And it's right down the street. So yeah.
Where in Jersey was it? Hoboken or something?
New Jersey.
Yeah, that's cool.
499 Washington Street. That's what I remember.
Thanks,
By
get the
the
address.
Root Steakhouse.
They're gonna be getting some love mail now to the Forbes office. That's so rad. So, what was the Forbes? First of all, I guess when will that be out? And
She said it in a couple days.
was that just like a profile on your life, on
It was a lot
entrepreneurship,
about
or?
Duke Tax, the business. So like, if you guys don't know, like you guys know, but like Alan and Fern, we specialize with a lot of content creators and entrepreneurs. Work with Duke.com if you're interested. Work with a lot of content creators, entrepreneurs. Our whole goal is to make taxes easy to understand, pay the minimal amount of taxes possible, and stay out of trouble with the IRS. So there was like a lot about the journey of Duke Tax, how we got here. And so forth. So that's going to be coming out in a couple of days. It's super exciting. Like, it was just nice to be sitting, like, the person who sat there right before me was Black China. So it was like, oh, dude, we're doing some pretty cool shit. Like, that's what's up. So,
Yes.
yeah, but it was just like, it's interesting. Yeah, you're talking to Forbes, but you're talking to another human being. And I think that's what we fail to realize. It's like, it's just another human person. And so what's awesome, because we have a PR and marketing team, but like, I would have never got that without my PR and marketing team. Natalie and Galia, I don't know what's wrong with them, but like, they are cold. Like, they are cold. And so like, it's super important to understand, like, your your network is your net worth because you can only get so far by yourself.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Without other people and knowing it, and dude, you're not shit. Like I don't care like how dope you are, if you don't have someone like a Jason or Gloria or Bean like on your team, like you're not you're stuck.
Yeah,
Essentially.
it's
Absolutely.
tough, man. It's that's really funny that you say that. I feel like I've been referencing that saying a lot, like show me your friends and I'll show you your future, or like your network is your net worth and so on. And yeah, the kind of more I've been like hyper focused the last couple months, the more I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm super focused on this. I keep my everything super tight, like me and Bones, like kind of that's it.
Oh yeah.
Do the podcast stuff, figure out travels, content creation, all that stuff. But
Always on the move,
yeah,
man.
that's super interesting.
Bones, I'm sorry, I said Bean.
Big Bean.
Big Bean Bones.
Just add to
Big
the
Bean.
nicknames, dude.
Bean Bones, bro.
He's got a lot of nicknames, man. He's got Boney. That's a good one.
Dude, there's so many nicknames just like floating around.
I was like, oh, dude, I'm gonna call you Bean for the rest of your life. Like, I called it barely. I'm like, it was a B. I'm like,
Mr. Bean.
let me just guess and let me watch his reaction. Bean. He said, that's okay with that. That's it. That's the one.
He went with the shake. He went with the shake.
That's the one.
Yep. It's Bean now.
That's so rad. What you've been in a bunch of other publications recently too, like online blogs or major ones, right? I know you've been on Good Morning America.
Good Morning America, yeah.
Saw you in a nice, was it a red suit?
Yep.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Looking
Good
fly
Morning
as
America,
hell.
Michael Strahan, Entrepreneur Magazine, Business Insider. It's so weird talking
Just
about
been
it.
popping off, dude.
Dude,
Would you have ever guessed that like you would get to this point where everything's just like popping off like that?
no.
Yeah.
Nah, not in a million years. And it's so interesting because you can always set a goal of like, oh, I want to be in a magazine. And fuck, you're in 20 by mistake. And so what's interesting is like, just follow your passion and everything just ends up falling in place. If I would have been always focused on like, oh, I want to be in a magazine, like it would have never worked out. But like, it's like now we're in like 14, I think, so far.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, like doing what I genuinely love, not being money focused and not being like fame focused. And it's just like, it just happens. Like God, fuck, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, do I deserve this? Like, but like, it's like, I'm here and I want to like, now I feel like I have a calling and I want to like, I want to take advantage of it.
Yeah. I think that kind of ties in with mindset too. Like you kind of get to that point where you're like, oh, I don't know, do I deserve this or whatever? But you just have to like own it. Like, yeah, you've earned this. Like you've got yourself to this point. And I know we've had talks of that too, where you kind of almost have this imposter syndrome sometimes, but
That's
like,
what it is called.
yeah.
What the hell? Like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Especially you have those moments of, like you said, a Forbes interview and you're like, Black China sat here yesterday? What do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure those are one of those moments where you kind of reflect and you take it all in and sit down, or you're driving to wherever they do the interview, 499 West, whatever street, whatever it was.
I can't get lost. I'm doing Ruth's Steakhouse. That's where it's at. All right. You see Ruth's Steakhouse, you're there.
That's
Pop in there,
perfect.
tell them Duke sent you.
But that's discount code on Forbes. No, that's super interesting. And I guess to kind of backtrack and paint a quick, or however long it takes, linear picture of your story, where did tax stuff come from? Or I guess even before then, kind of what was the Duke story of like growing up and so on?
Sweet. Yeah. So I think it started in high school. I've always been like a recorder, creator. Like I taught myself how to play the piano and I would like upload that to YouTube. Actually, I learned how to play the piano from YouTube. Then I got inspired from those people. So I originally got into like recording videos, like learning the piano. And like the people I learned from on YouTube was like, oh, I want to post those type of videos as well. I want to like copy them. So I would post videos on YouTube as well. Then it kind of turned into like skits and like I made a whole music video about like playing the piano. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then like someone saw from high school, she's like, oh, you should like, it was in theater class as well. She's like, oh, you should try it for like modeling and acting. I was like, all right, forget it. I'll do it. And I did really well. And I was like 14 and I got like top 40 in the world with zero practice, just like being myself. And
What?
so, yeah, dude, like it's people on the world, top 40. I was like, oh, shit, this is pretty cool. And so I got recruited from an agency out here in Dallas called the Campbell Agency. And so I did a lot of stuff with them. Was with JCPenney, Neiman Marcus, Frito-Lay, all that stuff. So what I learned is like, okay, they're paying you all this money. Like at minimum, as a model, they're paying you $187.50 an hour. At the max, you're going to pay like $750 an hour. Yeah, it's so much money. It's so cool.
Yeah, you'd think.
Yeah, then you get hit with a 1099. You're like, damn, what the hell is this? You hit with taxes. Like, so like, the IRS does not discriminate. They don't care how old you are. If you're bringing in money, like, they want a piece of it.
Of course.
So I learned taxes when I was 14, bro.
See,
14. I got hit with my first
There's
tax.
no 14-year-olds out there. I mean, common 14-year-olds that are like learning tax like
That
that.
are
But of
prepared
course, you
for
learned
that.
it out of necessity.
No,
at that
I
point.
learned. I didn't go to school for this shit. Like, I lived this shit. You know?
Right.
Like, so it's like, I gave it a tax bill. And so, like, my parents drove me down the H&R Block. That's what they told me. That's why I first got my interest in tax. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. They told me about bookkeeping and, like, all this stuff. So it's like, I'm like self-taught. I got my first tax bill. I've like filed my taxes the first time. I'm like, oh, I don't get a refund. Like, no, you owe $1,500.
And you're like, yo, what?
That's crazy.
Devastated.
Yeah, so I had to pay the first time I filed taxes. I've always paid. Well, no, then I got a refund after that. But like, that's how I kind of got in taxes. I'm like completely like self-taught. I went to school to become a CPA, and I'm like, you don't have to be a CPA to do taxes, and like all that. Then I become an EA instead. And then I'm like, cool. I started applying at firms. I couldn't get accepted because I don't have a degree, but I have the experience. Like,
Yeah, right.
I live this life, bro. Like, I do this. And so I'm like, forget it. Like, I kept getting denied. I was like, fuck it. Let me start my own firm. I started my own firm. It did okay in the beginning. And then I got even more experience working with other people, like other business owners.
For sure.
You get more experience. Like, you have your own experience. Like, holy shit. Then, like, the most I've learned is by working and talking to other people.
Oh, yeah.
And then, of course, like your network, like things like Gloria, or like I have a community on Facebook I talk to. Like, just taxes is definitely something that's always like never ending learning. The more you know, the less you feel like, damn, should I be doing taxes for real? Like,
Yeah.
I
Well, it's
didn't know
constantly
that.
changing too, right? Like, you
It's
got to stay on top
ever-changing.
of it.
Oh, yeah. It's super exciting. So that's how I kind of got into it. Now I'm just like, I'm always learning. I'm forever a student. But it started when I was like 14, like doing all that modeling and stuff.
Man. Yeah, not a chance. I wasn't doing any tax anything at 14. Like, that was not even on my radar.
You just get hit with it and you're like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
No doubt. So after, how long did the whole modeling thing last? / are you still modeling?
No, probably to like when I was like 18, 19, so like
Okay.
about 4 or 5 years.
Oh,
Sweet.
wow.
Yeah.
Do you work with a lot of models still? I mean, having known that industry for so long, like,
So I love that question because now I focus on like that type of like entertainment industry.
Yeah, right.
But we don't have. I don't know. 'Cause I don't think we have many model clients. I don't know. I don't.
yeah. I mean, I never really knew much about that industry. And I guess now, like, that industry has to be completely changed from when you were doing modeling
100%.
stuff.
Yeah, they're considered business owners just like anybody else.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is so wild. So between that and starting your own business, was it like at 18 you launched your tax business, or what was kind of the
The transitional.
Yeah.
So when I was 18 and I was working at a warehouse, and I think I launched my tax business when I was 23. I was 23 or 24, one of those ages. We'll pick 23. And then so I was still in college as well, like becoming a CPA, and I was like, forget this. I'm gonna just start my own thing. So I dropped out of college, and I just like went all in on this.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about all in, like to the point where I went bankrupt. I got evicted. Dude, like, whew, I went everything. Like I risked it all.
really?
I lost it all as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, like, obviously got to where you are now,
Yeah.
but like going through that process, like, obviously got to bring yourself to this point.
I believed it the whole time though. It's like I'm like, dude, like, okay, like
Had that mindset.
mindset. Yeah, you already
Yep.
believe it. So I'm like, okay, like, hold up. This like you're like, all right, this shit don't make sense. Like, I see myself driving a Lamborghini. Like, I already see like, but I'm going through bankruptcy, but like, when did I be driving a Lamborghini? Like, you see it, so you're like, all right,
Right.
damn, how long this shit gonna last? But like, 'cause you know you're gonna get there.
Yep.
So it's about setting that mindset because your current situation is not your final destination. And that's what a lot of things that we see that. So it's like if, as long as you can paint it and that you can see it, everything that you're going through, you'll be okay. Like you'll 100% be okay
yeah.
because just like you're like, oh, it's fuck, like I got evicted. Oh, but like, holy shit, wait, I see myself living in a penthouse. Like that doesn't make, well, okay, how long is this gonna last?
It's part of the path.
Yeah,
Yep.
run it.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We all see those Instagram memes or posts or whatever, those graphs, like everyone's idea of what the path to success looks like is a straight line, and then the real path to success, and there's like flames and
Absolute train wreck.
yeah, nails and stuff. But yeah, no, that's awesome, man. So But you had a fun one about warehouse work.
Yeah. Okay. So like I saw a headline, something about you like going from driving a forklift to where you are now. And I guess kind of a two-part question. One, are you still forklift certified?
Probably.
Does that
I think
ever
it's a motor
wear out?
skill. If I hop on the bitch, like I think I can pull
Still
down,
got it.
I can pull down a couple pallets on the tie
Okay,
level.
so
I
this
can
is
clear the beams. Like I have never had an accident. I've never been drug tested. So like,
Yeah. So second follow-up question. Do you ever have a moment where you're like, man, I kind of wouldn't mind hopping on forklift and just whipping it around
I
a little bit?
wouldn't, dude. It's so funny you ask that question because I drive a Silverado now.
Yeah.
like a truck. But it's like every time I park that thing, like I learned how to park because of a forklift.
Really?
Yes.
So
Dude,
you still have that motor skill, like
Dude, it's so motor I'm like, dude, they're like clear and I'm like, yeah.
That
But,
muscle
like,
memory.
I would totally hop on one, drive down, A10.
you could probably get one in here, right?
Yeah, like it's just like, yeah, dude, I'll hop on a cherry picker, like strap up, bro. Like, what's up? Give me a
man.
pallet jack.
Yes.
Maybe just for fun, but like I wouldn't go back to it. But like,
It's like, whoa, let's not get ahead of
real
ourselves.
I would show up, but like, let me show you how. Let me show you how it's really done.
Kids still got it. Kids
Those
still
got
got it.
like crazy loose steering wheels. You could spin those things a few times.
Yeah.
Not
man.
the Raymonds though. I gotta hop on the Crown, like bro.
See, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, there's
like
Toyotas,
the
there's
companies.
Raymonds.
Yeah.
Bro, the Crowns are the
Crowns are fire, huh?
bro. The Crowns are and the Mercedes.
Forklift certification, man.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much nailed it.
About
with the forklift
warehousing?
stuff. That like really maxed out my knowledge on forklift stuff. So
Bro, I got you, bro.
I love
Let
it.
me know.
So I guess even before then, we're kind of working backwards, I guess, on this one. But before modeling and all that stuff, are you born and raised in the Dallas area?
Yep, I grew up in Carrollton,
Okay.
which is not too far. Like maybe like it's considered far north Dallas. Anytime you're traveling, you're always gonna say you're from Dallas because who the hell knows Carrollton? But if you're a Dallas native, I grew up in Carrollton.
Okay. Cool. It's a good spot.
Yeah,
Like
can't
Carrollton?
complain.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas seems like it seems like it's shifting a lot right now. Like going through a big I lived in Denver for 10 years before living in Nashville and so on. But coming down here to visit my mom and stuff, it kind of feels like Denver like 8 years ago, where
Yeah.
there's a lot of people moving in, a lot of good opportunities for business, a lot of obviously like no state tax and so on. So there's that piece, I think, that gets people excited maybe.
Yeah.
You'd be the guy to ask about that. But
100%. Yeah, like we see a lot of like big companies moving from things like California to Texas to avoid things like state taxes. Because even doing business in California is just super expensive. You know, the individual tax rate's up to 13.3%.
Dang.
And then if you do business within Los Angeles, they have another business tax there. And then there's people from New York moving to Texas as well. New York has a state tax and they have a city tax if you live in one of the 5 boroughs. And then we just found out recently you can even have an S corp in New York unless you want to pay an additional 8.85%.
wait, what?
Yeah. So I can go all day.
Please.
Yeah, no, I can go all day. So it's like, if you want to avoid those type of taxes, like a lot of people are moving to the state of Texas. And then you kind of hear the counter argument. Well, if you move to the state of Texas, you have things like property taxes. Well, most of these businesses are paying things called rent, which there's property taxes on that. Like the equipment that you purchase in the state of Texas, I believe if you're making a certain amount of money, but it's like income tax is always going to hit you the hardest.
Oh, of course.
So it's like there's a lot of like things being moved out here. I love Dallas. Because I just got back from New York. I traveled to Los Angeles. I've been in Miami. Like, I just want to come back to Dallas.
You love it here.
Dude, I love it.
Yep.
I was gonna say, like, could you see yourself moving out of Dallas at some point?
No, I mean, I thought I could. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to live by the water, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm just so used to it or what.
Yeah.
Just especially like living here, like I'm just like happy. Like
Yeah,
I'm
right.
genuinely happy.
In a good spot. This is my first time here in Dallas, like spending any kind of amount of time here, and I've enjoyed our little trip here so far.
Yeah, it's a cool town. It's like I said, seeing the amount of growth that has happened in the 2 years that she's been here or that my mom's been here. Yeah, it's super interesting. And
yeah.
then again, seeing a lot of businesses are kind of moving outside in the Dallas area, but outside of Dallas and whatnot. There's so much land. There's so much
Plano,
open
the
space.
Colony, the Frisco.
Yeah.
They're building a theme park here. Damn it, I don't know which one it is.
Disneyland.
Maybe one
Ever
of them.
heard
They're
of it?
building one. Let me look it up.
Like a
dude.
Universal.
They're bringing in like, what's it called? Oh, today's payroll day, and like I just got a notification that Ashley just ran payroll.
Forever working, dude. Forever working.
Like, oh, they just got paid. They just got paid.
That's perfect.
What are they building out here? Walt Frisco? They're building some.
Is it Walt Disney?
Walt?
Imagine if Dallas gets a Disney.
Oh my god, dude.
theme park? Universal's new family park in Frisco, Texas.
Dang.
Universal Park and Resorts.
Dang.
Holy smokes.
They're building like it's gonna be 110 acres for islands and adventures. So it's gonna be a Universal studio, and they're building that in Frisco.
Holy smokes. Who'd have saw that coming?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd ever live in like Florida? It's kind of got similar, I feel like similar vibes to certain spots, similar vibes to Dallas.
I love the water.
Yeah.
I love the water. Dude, Hawaii.
I love the water too. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a water person.
Dude, I lied. It does. But they even put it like a pond right there. I'm like, okay.
Be splashing around in it.
Splashing around. Like, close thing I got is looking at the pool. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. I don't know. Like that's the only other place I can see myself living is Florida.
Okay.
If it's by the water.
Okay. What about a house in like Hawaii? I know, did you go to Hawaii for the first time not super long ago?
Yeah.
I remember Glows like talking about that. Did
Yeah.
you love it?
I love Hawaii.
Yeah.
Oh man, I still
Life-changing?
haven't been. I've heard so many
Dude,
great things about Hawaii,
so
obviously, but
great.
like,
Oh, it's so expensive.
of course, it's Hawaii.
My God, no, it's. I don't even like people be like, oh yeah, New York's expensive. No, Hawaii is like 3 times. Like it's so expensive, but it's like, it's so worth it. And so like the thing about Hawaii, which I learned the first time I've been, I think 3 times now, but the first time I went, it's like. There's several islands in Hawaii. So like
Yeah.
you think Hawaii is like one thing? No, dude, there's like 6 or 7 islands. So it's like so you have Oahu, which is Waikiki, where like a lot of people are familiar with, which is like the main one. Then you have something called the Big Island. You have Maui, Big Island. I think we only did 3 last time, but there were several other islands. So if you're ever thinking about traveling to Hawaii, if you're like a tourist person, definitely go to Oahu. Waikiki, you have to try that out. If you want something like chill with volcanoes, like if you like volcanoes and shit, you want to go to like the Big Island because you can go see like a volcano. But if you like something chill, like more romantic, and just relax, Maui is a spot if you want something really calm.
Is there like surfing out there? Do you see any like good surfing spots?
Dude. Oh
like,
my gosh,
scary surfing or like
My
good mellow
dumbass.
chill surfing?
My dumb ass, I'm like, dude, okay, so Waikiki is like really good for surfing.
Yeah.
And like, so you always see people out there, but I don't want to do that shit. So I'm like, I want to run that. Like, you just run a surfer and like,
Did you get out there and do it?
Dude,
No, you didn't.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I went out there and I was like, I'm like, fuck it. First I bought one. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm like, let me go take lessons.
Yeah.
My dumb ass. I was like, no, fuck, I want to go hard. Like, I want to go hardcore. I don't want to do the Waikiki. So I went to like North Shore. So if you know North Shore is king of surfing in Hawaii.
Yeah, it's
Oh
insane.
no, you
Yeah.
just
Like
went
big
face
waves.
first
Yes.
into that.
Yeah, so I'm
my
like,
God,
fuck
dude,
it, let
I'm
me
nervous
go
about
out
this
there.
story already.
Yeah, same.
Dude, hardest sport on earth, and I think Jason has said that before too. Like,
Oh no, it's so hard. Like I was out of breath.
Yeah.
And like I was like, this is it. I think like I had a great life. Dude, and like I'm just trying to play it cool. There's no worse feeling than playing it cool and dying at the same time.
Right.
Like how are you?
good.
Yeah, but you like, dude, like I'm
Dying.
like, dude, and like it's so bad. Like I'm learning, and then like I finally got up,
Yes, best feeling ever
finally got up.
when you finally get it.
and then I fell. And I was just like, man, fuck this shit. But like I guess I did a no.
Did you cut somebody off?
Yeah.
You dropped in on somebody?
Yep.
Ooh, bad surfer etiquette, bro.
Yeah.
Were they upset?
And then the instructor, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Like, fuck. Then I'm just dying, bro. Like, I'm just trying to stay alive. Like,
Yeah, it's exhausting.
and then it's like, he's like, yeah, we got 30 minutes. I'm like, I'm done. And like,
Just called it.
I'm done. I'm like,
Wait, how big were the waves?
I don't even think they were that big.
Oh man, see, like if
Yeah,
they're
in the
big,
whitewash.
not a chance.
No, I don't think they were like,
That's okay.
they're sort of like my instructor was in a fucking like, they're big enough where you can like, you're in a tunnel.
Is barreled?
Yeah, they were that.
I want that so bad to just like be in that barrel, but at the same time, it's so terrifying because those waves are so powerful,
yeah,
man.
dude.
Like,
The waves or something.
Yeah, when
else.
you get thrown and you just like underneath the water, just
Yeah.
getting thrashed.
you don't know where you are.
And then you got to get up and you got to get paddling back out again. You got to try to catch your breath. No,
Yeah, and there's worst feeling like when you're trying to like
dude,
hit the ocean floor and like you're like, where the fuck is the floor? And now
Yeah.
you're like, I'm like, yeah.
I love that you're like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna go dive into it.
Did you say you
It'll be
bought
all right.
one too?
Yeah, I didn't buy a board. I bought one like a boogie. Oh, what's it called? Body. There's something else.
Like a
where-
bodyboard?
I think it's called something. I forget the name of it, but it's like a smaller one. And like
Okay.
so you just go to the shops and like I'm like, fuck it, let me do this. So I was like, So I did that. But
Like, sure, whatever, here you go.
Yeah, I was like, I did that. And I was like, oh, it's all right. I'm like, let me get some lessons.
Yeah.
I just need to be more humble and be like, start always. So anytime that taught me a very valuable lesson. So anytime someone's asking me like, like what's your experience, beginner? Like,
Yes.
fuck, like I don't care like how.
Yep.
You got to own that beginner.
Exactly. Like, hey, how much you know about taxes, beginner? Because like, so
Yeah.
So,
That's
Let's be honest
amazing.
about it, man.
Did you guys climb any, or did you climb any volcanoes while you were there?
yeah.
Do some
So I
hikes?
actually saw an active one, so that was pretty cool. It's like it's a while. It's like a, I forgot which one was it. I don't know, but yeah, I saw one that was like an hour hike. So there's hiking there as well if you like hiking.
It's got to be gorgeous too, though.
Oh, it was dope. Yeah. Yeah.
I would almost imagine like volcanoes sound very exciting, but like you get there and it's like, cool, there it is. It's an active one. It's like, I guess that's it, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of what
Little
it was.
underwhelming.
It's just steaming or
it's
what?
like- so like you can see like the lava flowing. So it wasn't like. So last time I went, there was recently a big eruption in Hawaii.
Oh, no way.
And, like I think after like 30 years, this thing's finally erupted, and like the whole island was red. Oh. The whole, but we missed that. Like we came like 5 days
Thankfully.
after. It's like, ain't that some shit? But like they were like all the like Uber drivers and like look, like there's shit that there's never seen before. But there's always something what's called active, where it's just like kind of flowing. So it's just kind of like. It's just all you kind of see, and it's just like
This big
lava
long
flowing.
hike and all this hype up on it, just like burnt.
Yeah, so like if you
That's
want to
still
say like,
cool,
hey,
though.
I've seen an active volcano before,
Yeah.
but like it's not like what you see on TV. Whoosh.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do you think that was your favorite vacation you've ever been on?
Yeah.
Or favorite
100%.
trip?
Yeah, 100%.
Have you been overseas at all?
Overseas. A cruise. That's about it.
Yeah?
Maybe Jamaica, but never like to another. I think I'm going to Japan in October.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Your face.
I meant to tell Gloria that.
Glow is like freaking out right now.
I meant to tell Gloria that. It's right during extensions, like when those are due. So I need to tell our child chat. Yeah, I want to be here around October 15th.
What's the deal with Japan? Is that like
It's random, like a bunch of other people, like it's a group of other friends going. So I was like, well, I guess I have an excuse.
yeah?
Because I've never like traveled overseas as a country. I've always wanted to be in. I'm like, and I was like skeptical. I'm like, no, I don't want to go, but it's something I've always wanted to do. Like, bro, like,
It's always been on a bucket list. Go out to
Yeah.
Japan.
yeah.
Dang.
So we've kind of talked about Japan before too, and like just that language barrier is a little intimidating to me. But the food, dude,
Oh,
the
yeah.
food. I can't imagine how good that's gonna be when you go.
Oh yeah. And I'm more like a sushi person. Like I love omakase, like which is like a style of eating where you're just like it's called chef's choice, but they kind of like bring out one dishes at a time. So I'm super excited for that.
I've never even heard of that.
Omakase.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's the best way to eat.
Oh, I'm gonna start looking this
Guess
up.
we
and,
have to go to
check it out.
Japan, man.
Yeah.
Oops, I guess we go to Japan
That
now.
sucks. Dang, that's sick. Okay. No Europe though.
What's up?
We'll get you over to Europe someday.
Oh yeah. I've never been to Europe either.
Let's get him over there.
Yeah.
All right, dude, come on, let's go.
You live in Europe?
No.
Oh.
One of our buddies actually, he's like a hockey player. He was over there for a couple of years, and we visited him last fall, beginning of his season. But it kind of gave us the bug to want to keep doing like
trip.
annual
Yeah.
Europe trips
Yeah.
for sure.
I gotta try that out.
Is there any places over there that are super intriguing to you?
Europe?
Yeah, where you're like, I gotta check it out.
Nope. I just want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan's
See
always
it.
been on the list though.
Yeah, Japan's always
Wow,
been
that's
Because I'm
interesting.
like an anime person and like
Yeah, really?
sushi type.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
dude.
I was gonna ask
so
you
of
that.
course, that like piques your
I
interest.
knew you were. I didn't know you were an anime guy, but I knew at like the gaming thing you were like a little bit into
A
it.
little bit, yeah, especially anime. Like I'm watching this one right now called Hell's Paradise. That's so good. And then right before that, I was watching Blue Lock. That was really good. Spy X Family's super good. But I'm like, I think one of my top is like Death Note and
that's a good one.
My Hero Academia.
Did you get into Attack on Titan?
Kinda, not really.
I got wrapped up into it for a little bit.
It's
I'm not a
alright.
huge anime guy, but like every once in a while, something like that'll grab my
Yeah, it's
attention.
good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Do you have action figures and stuff?
No, I want to do the collectibles now. I have to watch My Hell's Paradise because the dude, the main character, the one with the right hair, Gutaro, dude, that dude's so cold. Like, yeah, I'm like, I want to. After watching them, like, I want to start collecting now. Yeah.
That's
That's like
rad.
its own whole subculture, man. Like,
yeah,
there's
Oh, it
so
gets
many
real.
different collectible stuff.
yeah, that gets real out there.
My sister Ashley, she's nuts about it. She has so
Oh,
many
yeah.
like action figures and has like shelves of unboxed stuff. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
Super into Legos and Star Wars too. Are you a Star Wars guy? That's important.
I've never even seen. That's gonna fuck you guys up. I've never even seen Star Wars.
What?
See, I've met someone else like that not too long ago.
Never seen Star Wars. I've never seen Harry Potter. Like,
What about Lord of the Rings?
never seen it.
All of those are kind of like, dare I say, personality traits. Like
To some people, yeah.
people that are super hardcore into them.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
absolutely.
you've never seen Harry Potter?
No. I almost want to beat me up sometimes. So, yeah.
The fact that you've gone this long without even seeing a single one of those movies is like actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Man stays working.
Yeah, right.
What does a work day look like for you? Are you like a 16-hour a day work guy
say I
now,
wake
or
up-
how does that go?
Like when like the season's good, no, not even seasons. Like I'll probably wake up around 3 or 3:30.
3 or 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
This is like a normal thing for you.
Okay, day in the life. I love this.
3 to 3:30. I'm
smokes.
waking up. Like I wake up at 3. I'm like, fuck, it's still 3. So I'll either give up anywhere between 3:30 to 4. Was when I actually put my feet on the ground. Then I'll go downstairs. I'll go to the gym. Do my workout probably in around 5ish, and then I'll shower and I'll go over there and I'll make a coffee and I'll go sit down and I'll start working, and then I'm probably working around 5, and then maybe 45 minutes later I'll have my first message from Gloria. Hey, I'm like, you're up too? She's like, yeah. so like, first I'm like, yeah, you're up. Like, oh, actually, before I'm working on Gloria message, I'm studying. So I study taxes every day.
Just get a quick little study
Keep
session.
your mind sharp.
Yeah. So I'm always studying, like looking at forums and like just trying to like learn new things. And then I probably end that around 6ish.
Okay.
And then I'll take a nap because like, dude, I've been up since 3. And
Oh, naps are so crucial. I'm so glad you mixed
and
in
so
a nap.
sometimes the naps are like 15 minutes, an hour. Like, that's when Ashley calls me. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, time to get out of bed. But it's always it's like that's what I'm actually like. I feel like after the nap, around 6 or 7 is when I'm actually starting my day, which is already nice because my teeth is already brushed, my clothes are like I'm already like.
Oh yeah, you've knocked out so much,
dude. Like I just took a nap, so now I was just like, okay, just put my shirt back on because I don't want to lay down because my shirt's wrinkled, and then like so like I don't have my shirt on, and then someone's calling me around that time, and then like I start my day, which is maybe like looking at content ideas, probably recording some content, checking the email, responding to employees and staff, complaints, compliments.
just
I love
plugged in.
And then, I lay down around 7:30 to 8 though. So like even though I wake up early, like I lay down early, and so like my favorite part of the day is laying down. Like I fucking love that shit so much.
Are you like a shower before bed kind of guy?
No.
You get in, get cozy.
No. So like I go lay down. And I have this like book, and I like writing my thoughts in this book, and like I watch a lot of like Jim Rohn and things like that. So it's like that's part. Oh fuck, I forgot like a huge important part of the day. At 8 o'clock I go live, and
Every day.
Monday through Friday,
8
Yeah.
p.m.
8
Wow.
8 a.m. Central Time.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when Ashley's calling me because she always in Gloria. They're always interrupting my lives. I'm like, fuck guys, I'm live. I'm like,
That's perfect.
it's so funny. Like and the people who consistently show up to the lives are like, oh, Gloria's calling you. I'm like, yeah, she's calling me.
They know because
Yeah, they
you get that
kinda
call
know.
all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, guys, I have to go. Gloria's
That's
pissed.
amazing. Do you have a timeline for how long you're live for?
So
Or is it
anywhere
45 minutes?
between, I would say 15 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Generally around that. But it's 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. We're just talking about taxes or anything like about that. I just forgot that part. But yeah, when I lay down at the day, it's anywhere between 7:30 to 8 p.m. And then like I'm watching like personal development stuff, like writing in my book, and then like pop the melatonin, and I'm like sleep by 10.
Just gone.
9:30 to 10, yeah.
I can imagine, dude, after waking up at 3, you probably sleep pretty good, right?
Oh yeah. The naps are so important. If I don't get that in, like fuck.
Oh yeah,
Game over.
very important.
Yeah.
What about like when it's tax season and stuff and you know it's chaos? Are you just
Dude.
you sleep well, or how's that go?
Even it's interesting during tax season. Like I'm not even. It's interesting during tax season. I'm more of the 5 a.m. I wake up at 5. I don't even like do the gym shit. I'm like, cause I do the 3 a.m. stuff for the gym, and like during tax season, I just totally neglect the gym. I'm like, I'm not worried
Just
about
too
this
busy,
shit.
like-
Yeah, so it's like I get up around like 5 to 7 during tax season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang. No, I'm glad you mentioned the TikTok stuff real quickly because it's something I honestly almost like that breezed right by me, and obviously it's a huge part of you. How did TikTok come about? / what was your journey like on TikTok as far as creating a brand and creating a following, an engaging following, and so on.
Yeah, so it kind of just all happened on accident. And like, it's like, I genuinely enjoyed like creating content and educating others about taxes. And so things really popped off during COVID time, like with the whole stimulus checks and PPP and child tax credit. People needed a lot of education about that. And I felt like I had a burning desire, like, dude, this information needs to be out here, but no one's put it out here in an educational way. And so that was like my whole purpose and my whole point. And like, I just remember hitting 500 followers, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best feeling ever. I never imagined hitting 3 million. Like, that's insane. Like,
You hit that first milestone, you're like, yes.
dude,
And
like,
then
it's like 500 followers. Like, yes. Like, and then I remember like, oh, you know, because you get a K after you hit like 10,000. Like, I want a K. And then like, now you're just like, oh, what the fuck's going on? But it was just, it's very interesting. It's I would say it was never like planned. There was never the goal. My whole goal was just to inspire and help other people. And then the brand and the business all like came with it.
Okay. Dang, that is so interesting.
Yeah.
3 million? Dang, that is so wild.
Yeah.
you went from a K to an M,
K to M.
just
a lot.
running through the alphabet.
That's
like
a lot
that.
more
Yeah,
digits for sure. Were you super like hardcore and almost religious about how you were posting, how you were going live and so on? And you think
I would, yeah, dude. I would be live every day, 8 p.m. Central Time.
okay.
Dude,
For an
that's
hour straight. Every Sunday to Sunday.
Okay.
Every day. No matter what I was doing, so yeah. But it was just like, not because it was forced. It's like because I genuinely wanted to. Like,
Yeah.
I wanted to help other people. It's not like it was like, oh my gosh, just to wake up and do that. No, like I wanted to do it every single
Oh,
day.
that's so huge.
Yeah.
Having that motivation
Yeah.
too. Like I just started like a TikTok of my own not too long ago, so it's actually very interesting to me, like just how to build it and how it grows and just like the whole process in general, because like that whole space is totally new to me now, and like it's obviously been popping off for so long now.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm kind of like playing catch up a bit.
Oh yeah, 100%. You gotta run it.
I love that. Yeah, it just blows my mind that that's kind of where everyone's attention has shifted to short form video and stuff. Obviously, I don't consider myself old, but it feels like it at this point where it's like I came from that era of like being really excited about Instagram when it first came out and editing photos on the app, and you just destroy photos on there. But at the time, like I was, I don't know, 14, 15, 16, and I was just so excited about it. So it's definitely interesting to see the world as a whole shift to, this is where attention is now.
Yep.
And that's what's important. So I guess to provide like a piece of value to someone, is that what you would recommend for people who want to grow a TikTok, like going live and just posting consistently? I know.
Yeah, I would like, honestly, if someone wants to just do it from the heart. Like, honestly, like it just all follows. It's like, I would love to tell you like, hey dude, like post 4 p.m., 4 pieces of content a day, post at this specific time and do this and you'll be famous. No, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like, but if you do it from your heart, it just makes sense. So the number one thing is just to get started. So the biggest thing, the barrier I want to say is like, well, people are like, I would say the biggest problem we hear is just they're afraid to get in front of the camera. Fucking learn how to get in front of a camera, I would say. Then once you figure it out, listen to feedback, take constructive criticism from your comment section, because they're going to teach you how to improve your content, which is super, super important. Like you always hear, like you go to like maybe like TurboTax or some service, all like, hey, how was your experience? Like we started asking that at Do Tax recently, and like they'll give you feedback. So I would say like once you start doing it, listen to the feedback in the comment section. Don't take offense to it, because it's literally like free game, and just incorporate it. So I would say anyone who's inspired to be a content creator, get in front of it, just like get in front of the camera and just start practicing it.
Like even if it's just for yourself, because I know doing YouTube, like that was the biggest thing for me, was sitting in front of a camera. It's like, what am I doing? I don't know what's going on. But getting comfortable with that space and getting comfortable with that feeling, like before you even put anything out there, like you can just do that on your own and get comfortable.
100%.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It is. Speaking from like a personal experience, this podcast is the perfect example of that. It's like something I've been wanting to do for 3 years. I've had some of the equipment for that long. I'm like, kind of scared to launch it, and what if it sucks? What if I freeze up and I can't, like, I don't know, every bad thought goes through your brain when you're, maybe we're talking about mindsets earlier about how you got to plant the good ones, but no, you go through that process, I think, when you're launching something new and you're putting yourself out to the world, and then we're chugging along now, but we're trying, but it's the perfect way to relate, I guess.
Exactly.
So TikTok, man. What a world.
Yeah, right.
You just came out with a new book.
Yeah, so I have some ebooks coming out.
Plural?
Hire Your Kid Tax Strategy.
Multiple ebooks?
Yeah, multiple.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Let's take it one by one. You have.
So there's one like 597 tax strategies to write off, which is like my first one. Like getting into it, like I have no idea. Like I want to create it, but I'm like, okay, let's do that. That worked. I got some feedback from that. Now we have I have a new one coming out probably next weekend. I'm gonna finish writing it. It's Hire Your Kid Tax Strategy. It's a very short form. They're not like a whole book, but like something you can probably digest within 10, 15 minutes. That's gonna like teach you like within those, like a very short form and stuff like that. So yeah, that one's coming out. And then I was on a plane in New York. I had to write a chapter in another book. So I'm a co-author in another book. That's gonna come out soon, hopefully. But yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did you ever think of yourself as an author?
Fuck that. No. I hate writing, but like it's important. And so it's like, no, like I never like, oh, I want to be a writer when I grow up. No.
Speaking of you writing, man, I saw the you did a live or like not a convention. What's the word I'm looking for? You did something recently where it was like tax help.
A workshop?
Stuff. Yeah, the workshop. And I watched some of that. You're just writing along. You're like, don't mind my spelling.
Yeah, don't mind my spelling.
A couple minutes later, it's so funny.
I can't spell for
Just
shit.
writing things out.
AI. Bro, I can't spell for shit. Like, I'm not a spelling dude. I'm a tax person. But like, yeah.
I love it.
It's not what I say. It's what I mean, you know?
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm trying to say.
You know what I'm trying to say.
That's awesome. So it's 500, how many? 597?
597.
That's a very specific number.
Things you can write off.
597 plus. And just like, so I was like,
Yeah.
It was at 5. I'm like, oh, that's more.
What's like the most interesting thing you think that you put in there to write off?
Probably, so there's a few sections like wacky write-offs. So there's something called like alien invasion insurance. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. So there's a firm.
That's a real thing.
There's a firm out there. Well, I think it's more of a gag gift, but there's a firm out there that provides alien invasion insurance. So if you were captured by aliens, they'll pay you $10 million. Like it's an insurance policy. It's like 20.
Maybe I should get that.
Perform insurance fraud. I swear I was in. I don't know.
dude.
I don't know.
What's interesting about that, how we turn it into a write-off, because, okay, for things to be a write-off, it has to be ordinary and necessary. So it's like, it's going to be very hard to prove that test, that it's both ordinary and necessary to have alien invasion insurance. And like, it's only $20, but it's like, it's going to be very hard to prove that, like, it's in case of an audit. So how I figured write it off is like, okay, you could give it to one of your clients or something as a gift.
Yep.
And so what's interesting about gifts is that the IRS allows you to gift individuals up to $25 per year. And so the cool thing about this is it's $20. The gift that you can give to a client or customer in business related, you can outside of business, you can gift up to $17,000 without having to file a gift tax return in 2023. But you can always gift your clients and customers up to $25 per year. So I'm like, okay, dude, you guys can use it as a gag gift because I don't think it's legit, the alien insurance, but you can actually purchase it. So I'm like, all right, if you guys want to do it, it's $20. You can gift up to $25. So it's like, write it off as a gag gift.
You just wrote off alien invasion insurance.
Congratulations.
Ipso facto, you're welcome.
That's what strategy is. That's what tax strategy is. It's never about is this deductible, it's how can we make it deductible.
Yeah.
Because alien invasion insurance is not deductible, but we can write it off in the form of a gift to a customer or client, we can make it deductible.
Okay, that one was super unexpected.
Yeah.
That one was super unexpected. Okay, what's like one other one that would be like semi regular? I'm super curious now. I'm invested.
Does Chessie Love tax deduction? You guys?
What is it?
Chessie Love, you never heard that one?
No. What is that?
So this is a woman. She was a pole dancer, an exotic dancer, and she got huge breast implants, massive, dude. I'm talking about. I'm not a woman, but apparently every time I say this to women, like their jaw drops. It was 56 FF, like
FF.
I don't know what the fuck, but I just know it's dude, huge. Her name's Chessie Love, and like, so she got these huge breast implants, and she went to go write off on her taxes, and the IRS like disallowed it. They're saying, no way, you can't do this. And then she's like, no, I need it. It's ordinary and necessary because once I got these breast implants, they helped me produce more money. I got more things. And so, anyways, long story short, the IRS said no. She said yes. Anytime there's a disagreement, you can always take the IRS to court and like do appeals and all that stuff. She ended up taking to the IRS to court. She won. And she was allowed to write off her breast implants because they deemed they were both ordinary and necessary.
Ordinary FFs and necessary for her business.
What's interesting, it's not going to work with everyone. It's interesting in her case because they were considered like unreasonable.
Yep.
Like, you know, like if you were to get like maybe like, so like we have clients that come to us like, oh, I'm right. And like, so it's kind of like one of those gray areas like, it's very difficult to do it. And it's like a conversation that we have to have, like, you know, behind the curtains and like not public. I'm like, hey, we can't do it, but this is how we have to do it. But in her case, it was just it was deemed like if she could take him off at the end of the day, she would. But like they're just like, how the hell can you get personal benefit from that? That's the way they looked at it, essentially. So I wouldn't say like anyone who gets breast implants that does like that, don't try to do that. Always consult with the professional for sure. But it was just interesting in her case where and it's called the Chesty Love tax deduction.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, got it named after herself.
She could have gone with the Fs, but she went double F.
Yeah.
Damn. I don't even know what that means, but
either.
yeah, let's go for it.
Yep.
So the other one is hiring your it's about hiring your
big one
child.
is hiring your kid. So in 2023, you can pay your kid up to $13,850 tax-free at the federal level. That's when hiring your kid. It's very important when implementing the strategy, though, that you're not an S corp or you check your child labor laws. You check your state laws because some states like Alabama, so the federal law is like a child under 14 years old cannot work, period.
Okay.
But federal law says, okay, look, if they work in a family business, it's okay. They can do it. But some states will follow the federal law to allow children under 14 years old. And some states are just like, no, we don't care what. No. So states like Alabama, it's like, no, the 14 or younger, no, absolutely not. So it's very important when implementing a strategy that you check your state laws. But other than that, like you can pay your kid up to $13,850 tax-free at the federal level, given that they're doing. And so it's a write-off to you. It's tax-free income to the child. So it's very interesting that this is how we establish a strategy with our firm, with our clients and members, well, mainly members, is that it was like, okay, like, look, like, what is your kid like doing for extracurricular activities? Oh, like they're playing soccer, they're like cheerleading. How much is that? That's about $5,000. Okay, so what's happening right now at the parent level is that they're paying the $5,000 from their personal account. Okay, cool. So how can we make the $5,000 a write-off? How about you employ the kid within your business, give them legitimate work to do. You pay the kid $5,000. That way you get a write-off. It's tax-free income to the kid, and they can take the $5,000 and pay for their own soccer practice and everything like that. So now we're writing off PS5s, we're writing off soccer practice, we're writing off cheerleading because it's now an ordinary necessary expense. So remember, the question is how is this deductible? How can we make it deductible? How can we write off a PS5? How can we write off cheerleading? How can we write off baseball practice? We pay the kid directly, given that they're doing legitimate work and jobs within the business. So, yeah.
The tax game.
I feel like even that could be kind of, I don't want to say misconstrued, but a gray area, right? Like, how is the kid working?
Yeah. So
is the kid working?
It's super important that doing a legitimate job doing this. So even like when we implement this with our members, so I always work with a tax professional when you're doing this. But even when we're implementing our members, I've had the meetings with them. Hey, I need legit jobs. Like, because I put my name on the tax return. Gloria's going to put her name on the tax return.
Of course, yeah.
And so one thing we offer is like audit protection, and like we go into detail. Like if you want to take the home office deduction, I need to see a picture of your home office.
Yep.
If you're going to implement the higher kid tax credit, we need that. So we make sure like. Because we do things called audit proof. Like in case of audit, we give them this packet here. We've already done the documentation and so forth.
Yep.
So it can easily be misconstrued as well because you know it's not for chores. So you can't be like, go clean your room. Like no, that's what your kid's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, go mow the lawn. No, that's not business related. So that has to be legit jobs like helping you with social media or preparing tax returns if they're doing that and so forth.
That's awesome, man. That's super interesting.
Yeah, right.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And they're both out right now? Both books?
The higher kid is coming out maybe in 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. Where can people get that if they are interested? Or both?
Go to my social media, Duke Loves Taxes. That'll be a link in my bio. Duke Loves Taxes. 100%.
Duke Loves Taxes. Perfect.
Coming in hot.
Every time I've been around you, it's only been a few times, but you're always styling, looking good. You have 6 shoes that you rock. Are you like a sneakerhead?
No, not even. Like,
really?
No, just like
have good taste in shoes.
Like if I like it, I'm like. So I like things that make me stop. So if anything makes me stop, I'm like, okay, I gotta get that.
Yeah.
Right? So these shoes, like even the ones I'm like, oh, they made me stop. Like, whether they were ugly, whether they were look cool.
Yeah.
That's typically how I buy. But like I'm not even like a collector or anything. Like I just like things that make me stop.
Okay.
And, like,
Oh yeah, I love that.
Dang, I was
Same
expecting
thing
to
with,
dive
like-
into like a sneaker story or something.
Jordan. No, hell no. I don't know shit about that shit. But I just like,
That's awesome.
I like the way it looks.
Yeah, hell yeah. We have a few friends like, I love sneakers forever. One of our best friends, Kaz, he's a big sneakerhead, so it's always a fun little little thing to dive into.
No, I'm like, I like the way those look.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Same thing with like fashion stuff and like
Yeah.
outfits. If
Yep.
you just walk by it, you're like, yo, that's
That
it.
looks pretty cool. Like, I like that. I'm like, I want that.
You
Are you
don't
a big
have, like,
shopper?
A favorite brand.
I
or, like-
hate fucking shopping.
Do you?
Oh, I can't stand that shit.
yeah, that's fair.
I wear the same thing. I wear black. I could like wear black all day. If I could. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Did you ask if he has any favorite brands?
Yeah, do you have like brands that
I like
like
Lululemon.
big Lululemon guy?
Yeah, Lululemon's pretty cool.
Cozy guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love Lululemon. Lululemon and like Lululemon. It's not Lululemon, but like, yeah, these pants are Lululemon, socks are
Lulu'd
Lululemon. I do love Lululemon.
I love it. All right, jumping back to business stuff again to kind of maybe help someone listening. I guess why, to put it simply, why would someone want to form an LLC?
The main reason people form LLC is asset protection. I mean, like, that's probably the primary reason. The second reason is if you want to hop into an S corp. So that's the primary reason we see. So someone comes to us, we're like, hey, bro, you should. We're not like, hey, in full transparency, we're not, hey, you should get an LLC for asset protections. One, we can't advise with that because it's more practicing law. That's what lawyers do.
Okay.
Two, it's just we don't know shit about asset protection. That's what lawyers do. So generally, we will recommend LLCs to hop into an S corp. The sooner you can get an LLC, we can always backdate an S corp. The cool thing about an S corp is going to help you save, like on average, I think our clients say anywhere between $19,000 to $14,000 in taxes by having an LLC tax as an S corp. So I'm like, the moment you can afford to get one, the moment you have the money, get one. If you're worried about the asset protection, consult with an attorney. Unfortunately, I can't help you with that because I don't know shit about it. But if you want to save on taxes, like an LLC taxes an S corp, once you're at that $56,000, that's what we do at our firm. Different firms use different numbers. Some use $40,000, some use $80,000. It all depends. Our firm is $56,000. But once you're at that $56,000 threshold net income, we're looking at an S corp, an LLC tax as an S corp.
Okay, that was my next question. Was when and why would someone elect to be an S corporation?
Yeah. Saving on taxes. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all. I mean, like, no other reason.
Well, I mean, so at that point, would you say that's when you can start playing the tax game of like, how can we write this off? How can we turn this into
The more money you make, the more money you make, the more creative I can get.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do tax planning and tax strategies when the income's low. So the tax planning and strategies start at that $56,000 net income
That's
threshold.
when you can start playing the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Enter.
when you can start writing off that alien invasion insurance.
There you go.
Yeah, that's the barrier to entry. I'm trying to think of other things. I know another big question that I had for you, kind of playing along with that stuff. If you had one tip of advice or piece of advice, or a tip to give to someone starting their first business, whether it's social media stuff, whether it's tax stuff, whether it's, starting a lawn mowing company, what do you think it would be?
Make sure you're starting from the heart. Like, I know we've already talked about that because it's so easy. So there's different things between like motivation and something called discipline. Motivation is like here and gone. Like anyone can get motivated and go to the gym. Okay, now you're there. Now what? So it's very easy to watch pieces of content and things online to get motivated. It's a whole different thing to be disciplined and inspired. So discipline comes from doing the shit that you hate to do but loving it, doing it that you like you loving it. So that's really easy to do if you have the passion and you have the heart to do it, because passion and heart is never going to replace motivation. Like it's never not. So make sure it's coming from the heart. Make sure it's coming from motivation, because you want to make sure this is something you can keep up consistently. It's not something you just do. Well, because that's the thing with motivation. It's just like one and done. But how do you be consistent with it? So whatever you're doing, whatever you're starting, make sure it's from the heart and that you genuinely love doing it. You're not there for the money. You're not there because like some friend told you about it, because it does not work out. I've seen it so many times. Fuck, don't do it.
It just doesn't last.
Does not last. It's there. It's pyramid schemes. Like, it just doesn't last. Like, the motivation is always there. Like, we heard of the Forex. Like, all that. It's like it's always there. Like, and then it's just like it died.
Yep.
I've been doing this for 5-6 years, and like, dude, it hasn't died. Like, I do it every fucking day because I love it.
Dude, that's huge.
And then when you're building a team, you have to find people who, it's like, fucking, I hate bookkeeping. Ashley loves that shit. So you then find those people, like, you find that people with that same type of passion.
Yep.
And the shit that you hate doing. So like, I hate doing bookkeeping, but I love doing like tax education. I hate preparing tax returns. Glory loves this shit. I'm like, I can't stand that shit. So then it's about once you have that motivation, once you find the love, is in finding and building a team that loves the areas that you hate doing.
Yeah,
and then
you can
delegating
start
that off.
outsourcing to those people
Yep.
that are passionate about that stuff that you're not so passionate about.
This is kind of even for myself to some degree. How would you recommend finding a good team that does some of that stuff? We've been talking about like, man, it'd be so cool to find a solid editor who literally we just upload stuff, throw it to a Dropbox, and they go, hey, it's done.
Yeah.
With like cutting this stuff down to short form content, whether it's like editing his hockey stuff, whether it's editing like vlog stuff. But yeah, just how do you recommend finding a team?
So we work with a lot of creators that hire editors as well, and I can kind of tell you their thought process. They'll have like a group of people they'll interview. They'll give them a project to do, and they'll see, hey, can you get this done with 24? Like they'll put things in there. Whoever finished that, they move on to the next round, and then they'll give them like, hey, I need you to make this edit. Whoever makes that edit within 24 hours, they move to the next round.
Yep.
And they'll typically narrow it down to 2. That's typically how they find their editors.
Never thought about that. That's a beautiful process.
Give them projects, and then like, because give them projects. Who has a good turnaround speed, who's listening to your instructions and so forth. You'll see people start to fall off. So it's very interesting about that because in the hiring process, and like you'll hear this in the startup world, it's hire fast, fire fast. Just to find a team, and I think that's a good way to critique those people. Start giving them projects before you bring them on board. Who's serious? Because first you're gonna see whose heart's there. They're not just there for the money. Like, I love editing. I would do this shit for free. You want people who can do this shit for free, and then like, I get paid to do this shit too.
Yeah.
I get paid to do this
And
shit.
then they get even more hyped on it.
Yeah, so give them projects in the beginning because that's how you find the people who fucking love it, and they're not just there for the money.
Yeah, right.
Granted, there are very talented people that probably not gonna waste their fucking time doing that shit. Like doing something like fucking Bill Gates. I don't think that's a good idea.
You don't think he's down?
If he's interested, yeah, come on, fucking $25 an hour, bring your ass on. Yeah, but like that's a very good way to start giving them projects and so forth.
I love that, man. That's huge.
It's so important. And then outsourcing overseas as well. Philippines, online jobs at PH is a very good source if you're looking for very cheap and good labor. You'd be the motherfuckers. Word. Like we have someone named Christina and Paul. Like I don't know what's wrong with them, but they work really, really, really hard, and the labor's very affordable. And like I pay them. I think Christina makes the way I pay Christina. She's fucking rich over there, and I'm like, we're not even gonna pay you hourly no more. We just pay her a flat rate every week, no matter how many hours she's working.
Yeah.
That's how
Well, you lock her in too.
Yeah. She probably only works 15 hours right now,
Yeah.
and she's making like money like she's worked. Yeah. So you want to find those people, online jobs at PH. If you're very looking out, they'll work extremely hard. So yeah,
That's huge.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing, man. Coming across a good solid team and people that you can. I don't know. I'm sure it might be the same way to you. I know you have people that come here and work with you, but it's super important to me to have people that I'm super comfortable around and comfortable to give like this episode to edit, and cut down, and they understand our humor. They understand the way we want stuff cut. So it's kind of like this catch-22 of like, yeah, can you edit it well? Can you edit it timely? But also, can you match the style that we're going for? Cause
it's difficult.
Yeah,
100%.
It's a wild world, but yeah, I love that. Philippines. I got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, right.
That's perfect. I had some other question when you were talking about that, but yeah. Do you have any other hobbies?
I can shooting content, playing piano, watching anime. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
That's about it.
You wake up early. Do you love going to the gym, or is it just
do.
like I got to do it kind of thing?
I like it. I
Okay.
enjoy it.
That's awesome.
Are those like the things where like you just kind of shut everything else off? Like you're not Duke, the hardworking guy. Like,
No, I'm just in
you
there.
shut
Like,
it off
and I have
like,
fun.
Yeah. Sit in front of a piano and just kind of like get lost in playing for a bit.
Exactly.
I love how that's kind of where it all started too. Like you just wanted to learn how to play piano, and then you started getting into creating.
Piano's how it started. Yeah.
That's a huge creative outlet too. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have that, dude. It's so healthy.
Do you do YouTube stuff?
I repost my TikToks on YouTube. That's about it.
Okay.
No,
TikTok's like
not-
the main platform though.
Yeah, TikTok's main. Not any like long form on YouTube.
Have you thought about like doing longer form stuff,
I've thought
vloggy
about
stuff?
it, but
Yeah.
that's a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying I won't do it, but I'm just like, it's not in my time schedule right now.
We're not going to catch a Duke vlog going to Hawaii,
Nah.
like hanging out
Come
next
on.
to the
That's a
volcanoes,
lot.
surviving surfing.
There we go.
I love it. Cool, man. Yeah, do you have anything else?
No, I mean like just getting everything here, like figuring out how Duke works, how he likes to spend his time. Like,
Yeah.
Sweet, no, yeah, thanks for coming,
we've got
bro.
a lot, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for having us in your space. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a place to do it, but also I totally understand, you know,
Yeah,
like
right.
having people in your spaces.
I don't know, you're good. This is why you have it
Yeah,
for. So
this is sick.
thanks for coming.
Learned a lot too, man. Like honestly, like picking up on all these things.
Oh yeah,
Had no idea alien invasion insurance was a real thing.
yeah.
You've been talking about trying to set up an LLC for your content stuff.
Yeah,
so
right.
That's,
Yeah, a lot of this has been like very
Run it.
beneficial for me personally. So
Yeah.
like, I'm sure a lot of other people have gained a lot too.
Sweet.
Cool, man. Thanks, dude.
Oh, thanks,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Oh yeah. Wait, do you have anywhere people you want people
yeah,
to find
bro,
you?
Duke Loves Taxes. So on social media, Duke Loves Taxes. If you would like to become a client, workwithduke.com.
Duke Loves Taxes.
Hit 'em up.
Oh, and check out the Forbes interview.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
sure.
Cool, man. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ew.
100%.
Yo.
Good stuff. What's up, Bones?
Love it.